Okay, so Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all participants and also to our honorable speaker, AP Dr. Farah Dida Yusof from University Malaya. So today we have a workshop entitled MOOCs and the Unexpected Advantages of Online Learning. And we will have our moderator for today, Cik Sharifah Norizan, and also our honorable speaker is already on the line. So I will pass the session to our moderator, Cik Sharifah Norizan, to proceed with the webinar. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, thank you Dr. Dayan Azra. Boleh dengar kan?
Boleh?
Boleh.
Terima kasih Doktor. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning and warm welcome to everyone here at our virtual workshop today. So on behalf of the Academic Training Unit, Center for Applied Learning and Multimedia, we would like to express our utmost gratitude to all attendees for joining us in the workshop session titled MOOCs and the Unexpected Advantages of Online Learning. Before we proceed, I would like to remind those who have not scanned their QR code for attendance yet to be rest assured that we will share it again before we conclude the session later. Okay? So a special greeting to our honorable and distinguished speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Faradina binti Yusof. It is indeed our pleasure to provide a brief introduction of Dr. Faradina, who is an accomplished academic with expertise in the fields of e-learning, specifically in open educational resources OER and massive open online courses, MOOC, as well as the entrepreneurial studies. So yeah, Prof, Doctor.
Betul-betul.
Associate Professor Faradina is a faculty member in the Faculty of Education at University Malaya and also a former director of University Malaya's Academic Enhancement and Leadership Development Center, ADEC. She holds a PhD in Curriculum and Instructional Technology and also Human-Computer Interaction from Iowa State University, USA. Dr. Faradina Yusof has received prestigious awards and scholarships for her academic achievements, including the University of Malaya's Excellent Award in Teaching, PEO International Peace Scholarship, Richard and Shirley Warren Scholarship, and the International Association of Research in Service Learning and Community Engagement. She actively serves as an international board member for the Malaysian Online Journal of Educational Technology and the Turkish Online Journal of Educational Technology, and also holds advisory roles for educational organizations. Her involvement in transdisciplinary and collaborative research projects, both domestically and internationally, demonstrate her dedication to advancing educational technology and instructional design in Malaysia and also worldwide. Therefore, we are truly honored to have Associate Professor Dr. Faradina to share her valuable insights and expertise with us in today's workshop session titled MOOCs and the Unexpected Advantages of Online Learning. I would like to remind the participants that if you have any questions or inquiries, please feel free to turn on your mic or simply write them in the chat box for us to address during the Q&A session later. We highly encourage your active participation and engagement for the next 2 hours in this enriching learning experience. So without further ado, let us warmly welcome Associate Professor Dr. Faradina to commence the session. The mic is now yours, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharifah, and thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Dayang Azra and Kaum, and also Unimas and everyone for welcoming me and inviting me to the session today. I take this as a sharing session, not so much on training session. I believe that everyone has done something related to MOOC. So today I'm just here to share my experiences. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, can you see my screen clearly? Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, I would want to start with the citation for today's webinar. It's not yet complete because I'm not so sure what to put in there. But I have to do this because I recently stumbled upon some students and some I'm not sure, maybe lecturers or somebody else who what you call that, screenshot some of my slides, but forgot to put citation there. So I saw in a video where that person presented to another person, like a lecturer, but the explanation was quite different from what I have already conveyed in my session. So it will be good if that participants in that session where my slide was posted can go back to the original webinar like today to check the facts or the differences that I mentioned. So if you would like to use it, please go ahead. By any means, you can share it. Even I will share also the PDF version of the slide with the maybe Dr. Dayang and also Count, so that all participants can have a copy of this, and let us share whatever benefits from this session today, inshallah. So this is the title for today, MOOCs and the unexpected challenges of unexpected advantages of online learning. First, I thought the title was a bit different. I thought the first title I got was unexpected challenges. But after I look at the poster again, yeah, it's not the challenges, but advantages. So I'm sure that Kang wanted lecturers to be motivated and got some ideas on how MOOC can be offered. So here I am coming from both perspectives. Will be sharing the honest version of me and my experience. So there's advantages and also some challenges. Okay. So by the way, I'm Farah Dina Yusof from Department of Curriculum and Instructional Technology, Faculty of Education, University Malaya. So this is what I thought the structure of our webinar will be. So I will first share with you who I am and how did I get involved with MOOC micro-credential at different level. And part one will go through the introduction to MOOCs. I will be talking about the definition, the concept, and so on. Part two, how did MOOC started, especially in Malaysia. And third, we'll talk about what are the challenges, an honest view from me as one of the course developer, and also the advantages that I felt after I have offered the MOOC myself. And we'll go through Q&A. So who I am and how did I get involved from this in this MOOC. So as the MC has already mentioned, I was the former director of University Malaya Academic Enhancement and Leadership Development Center. This is a center where we train our academic staff about anything related to teaching and learning, research, supervision, publication, what else? Leadership, and so on. You can name it. So every year we'll have about 100 trainings going on, including the compulsory training for new lecturers. So when I was the director for about, was it in 2017 until 2022, before I left for my sabbatical. So I got involved with MOOC as a manager or management point of view. So I oversee and manage the strategies for MOOC. And when we started the MOOC in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, we didn't get much involvement and much interest from the lecturers. Okay, so we have to strategize how to make the lecturers interested. So we do a lot of things. I will share later how we come to MOOC. And later on in 2019, right before our COVID pandemic in 2020, I was tasked with leading and establish the micro-credential at University Malaya. We call it MC at UM project. And again, we learn from our experience. Not many people are interested with MOOC. Now we have to embark on micro-credential. So we already expected challenges. My job at the time and my team focus on how we can make this seamlessly embedded in lecturers' KPI, in their teaching and learning, so they don't see it as a add-on job. They see it as something almost routine to what they are already doing. So I'm involved with the coming up with the systematic approach. At that time, we don't know how to map it to our outcome, course learning outcome, the existing one. How do you go about it, choosing the platform? So we don't have the team, so I have to recruit the team for UM. The infrastructure we buy or we subscribe the futurelearn.com platform, which is originated from UK. Okay, in contrast to other universities who choose either develop it themselves or openlearning.com. So we talk about incentives and so on. So I understood MOOC and especially MC, micro-credential, from the management point of view. Okay, so from MOOC, we then going to a micro-credential. And I'm sure Unimas also is in the same path. From MOOC, you are going to micro-credential soon. So we launched it in 2019, and now we have offered 33 MOOCs and 1 micro-credential. So far, you can look at the futurelearn.com platform. Okay, so at the same time, I'm also involved with MEPTA. This is Majlis Ketua-Ketua E-Pembelajaran IPTA Malaysia. So all 20 public universities, they have their own e-learning coordinators or posts like Timbalan Pengarah e-learning or Pengarah themselves who are involved in e-learning related in our universities. So we come up and we meet I think almost once a month or maybe twice a month. 2 kali sebulan. 2 bulan sekali, sorry. Okay, and we work on the policies on e-learning that we wanted to implement in our Malaysian universities. And we come up with a lot of publications in the sense of playbook, guidelines, roadmap, and so on. Because this is a directive from Ministry of Higher Education. So we are the one who are going to operate it at our universities level. So we wanted to get a cohesive decision on how to do it. Okay, we don't want like uni must do their own style, UM do their own style. So everybody on not on the same page about what MOOC is and what micro-credential is. So I gained the national aspirations from Ministry Higher Education, MOHI, and I try to do it in Malaysia, in UM. So the best part is I was also a MOOC course developer. Okay, I have developed and offered a MOOC course titled Instructional Design and Society. Actually, that's longer than that, but I just remember this one, which is now offered at futurelearn.com. So I really, really understand the motivation and the struggles, as well as the satisfaction after my MOOC course is offered online. So I'm coming from 3 different points of views. But today I will talk more about this, me as a MOOC developer. Okay. So let's go to MOOC. You probably have already know what MOOC is, but I wanted to gain your consensus today, okay, to understand MOOC from this perspective, especially from MQA perspective. So for your information, MQA, Malaysian Qualification Agency, has published in 2016, okay, a guideline on credit transfer for MOOC. There is no HOPA, there is no standards for MOOC, but it's just guidelines. And these guidelines, I think is just there. There is no follow-up about MOOC because at that time, we have then moved to micro-credential. So the guidelines stay there. Is very, very good resource if you want to start learning about MOOC. What are the good things? So why they talk about credit transfer? I will talk about that soon. Yeah. Okay. And I also have published with my colleagues, Dr. This almarhum, okay, Allah yarhamah, Dr. Rosmaliza Kamaluddin from IIUM, UIA, Dr. Zahiruddin Fitri from University Malaya, and also Dr. Muhammad Shukri Nordin from IIUM. This is a book that document the development, the offering, the design of MOOC courses in Malaysia. Okay, so if you are interested, you can always search for this. It's available at UPNM Press, okay, and they offer it in Shopee as well. What is MOOC? MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Courses. Okay, course, some people say course, some people put it as courses. So when we say courses, we put S at the end of the MOOC acronym. So it will be MOOCs. Okay, so MOOC is an acronym for Massive Open Online Course. And today I wanted to get your attention. What is the definition or what is the concept of MOOC from MQA perspective? Okay, so what is massive? Okay, according to MQA, you can refer to page number 2. Why do we call it massive? It's massive because it refers to the capacity of the course offered to serve a large number of participants. Unlike our traditional or typical course in our university, whether it's online or hybrid or physical, we probably have about 100 students plus in our class. But in MOOC environment, it could be thousands of people joining it. Okay, so if your course is very, very popular, it could be 20,000 people joining as your student in MOOC situation. Okay, so that's massive. So what do we mean by open? Okay, it's open because it offers learning experiences to many people, okay, the whatever number of people, regardless of, okay, this is very important, regardless of their age, location, income, level of education, their ideology without any prerequisite, or course entrance fees. Okay, so I wanted to point out that from my experience in University Malaya, we got also students here refers to the MOOC learners, yeah. So we got students as young as before entering university, so they are probably in secondary schools. Okay, so they are also enrolling in our MOOC because it is offered online, accessible to them, whatever they like. So we also have pensioners, people about 60 plus years old, who also subscribe to our MOOC courses online. Okay, so this is interesting. It's not just people who just adult working or just university students. It can, the age can range. Okay, so we want to think about when you deliver your content, it speaks to all range of learners in your MOOC, no? Okay, regardless of location. Okay, in University Malaya, because we use the UK platform, our learners come from the Western countries. Majority of them are from Western countries, especially Europeans. Majority are UK, Swedish, what else? Many others, I can't remember. Okay, but from the Western countries compared to Asian countries. So it looks like people are wanted to enroll in MOOC worldwide. Dr. Abang Muhammad, did you raise your hand? Do you want to talk something? Oh, okay. Maybe
Ada,
accidentally
terangkat.
click. Terangkat tangan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it could be wide range of income and also level of education and ideology. Okay, we don't choose people to register or enroll in our MOOC. They come, whatever background they have, we just have to accept them. Okay, and there is no cost entrance fees. I'll talk about this more later. Okay, what about online? What do we mean by online? Online here refers to the accessibility of our MOOC course for learners from any location in the world through internet connection. So if they have internet connection, they can subscribe or they can enroll in our MOOC. Okay, so to provide synchronous and or asynchronous interactions between the participants, which is instructors and learners, and the content of the course. So what do we mean by online here? First, we say that anyone with good internet connection, they can subscribe and they can enroll in our MOOC course. Second, we can offer them either, okay, so this is the two models of MOOC we can go through, either synchronous or asynchronous, or both of them. Okay, this definition make it kind of you can offer it in many ways, either a fully MOOC or blended MOOC or even hybrid MOOC, okay, but it's not physical MOOC. Okay, we'll talk about this later. And okay, C stands for the course. And what do we mean by course? According to MKA, course here is not the whole course that we typically teach in our university. It's a unit of teaching. Okay, and in the context of MOOC, it is a structured curriculum, which normally consists of number one, course link outcome. There is a number two, course description or synopsis. This is very important. Before students, MOOC students choose our MOOC, they need to learn, they need to read about the description. Number three, course content. 4, learning activities. 5, course duration, and also course assessment. So these are the 6 important things or component that must be included in our MOOC course. There must be course learning outcome. This is easy sebab dah biasa guna. You must have course description. You must have content. This is fine. But you probably not really think about learning activities in our typical classroom. The learning activities here in the MOOC context, it could be forum or discussion, anything that relates or allowed interactions between the course content, which is ourselves, or and with the learners. So learning activities can also you can play game with them, but you use external link, or you can give them content, deliver the content in the form of videos, and so on, or you ask them to do something like a mini assignment. Okay, think about the course duration. Usually it is very short for each MOOC so that people can complete it. Okay, because one of the challenges or one of the main issue with MOOC is that learners who subscribe or to subscribe to our MOOC will not able to complete the course. So there's a very high dropout students, MOOC students in MOOC situation. So make the course duration shorter, not longer. Okay, so 3 hours is enough for them to complete within a week or 2 weeks, for example. Course assessment is very important. You must assess your MOOC learners. So there must be some kind of quiz or mini assignment, or you ask them to post discussions, anything. So for each subtopic, you must have the 6 things embedded in it. Okay. So another concept is that a MOOC is facilitated by at least one instructor, whether it is offered as an in-session or self-paced MOOC. What do we mean by facilitated by at least one instructor? It gives the impression that MOOC can also be done by one person or more than one person. Okay, sometimes a MOOC course is developed together with our colleagues who teach the course, or colleagues you think are going to be helpful for you. So let's say there are 3 topics that you wanted to make it as a MOOC. So you divide the task, you have 3 colleagues, so each one will take one MOOC to work on, or one topic. So then you can come up with one MOOC. Okay, and it can be offered as an in-session or self-paced mode. Most of the time, we'll take it as a self-paced mode, especially in University of Malaya, meaning that we just left the MOOC open and the learners go by the content based on what we have, the structure that we have give to them, without any interactions between the lecturer or the instructor with the MOOC learner. Okay, no interaction at all, except when you want to respond to them. And the course instructor is normally affiliated to an academic institution or organization. Okay, most of the time, if you use credible platform, MOOC is developed and offered by someone with good credential. Okay, for example, a lecturer in a university, or if it's not from university, it could be from organization. For example, a speaker from NGO, a speaker or representative from professional body in engineering, in medical, in education, and so on. So someone who is credible. So can any student, okay, let's say, can any UNIMA student offer MOOC? Usually, no. Okay, usually for MOOC, it must be, the instructor must be affiliated if possible, so that we can control the content. So if they are not affiliated, usually they will offer it using other non-academic platforms. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of platforms out there that they can use. Okay, they can usually sell their content. Okay, so these are some of the examples of commercial MOOC platforms that we have heard of. Okay, the top one are Coursera, okay, and EDX, Udacity, Open Learning, and Future Learn. Okay, so these platforms are credible academic MOOC platform. Why? Because they have this, not everyone can offer MOOC. They will kind of filter who you are and if you are related or affiliated with a certain institution. For Coursera, if I'm not mistaken, they are the one who offered the institution whether they want to subscribe to their platform or not. It's not us giving the proposal to them, they will choose us. Okay, so open learning is very popular in Malaysia. I think majority of University Awam in Malaysia chose open learning as their platform. But for University Malaya, we chose futurelearn.com, a UK-based platform. So can our University Malaya lecturers offer in other platform, for example, open learning? Yes, they can do it. Okay, but because other platforms are not the official platforms, we don't count it as KPI, for example, or we don't count it as MOOC, the official MOOC platform. So it depends on them, and they will contact the platform themselves and negotiate the cost and so on. But if they go through futurelearn.com, they want to offer through our official platform, it will be taken care by our team. Okay. So why do people want to do MOOC? Okay, this is visual flow of it. Okay, first, a learner will choose a course from the list of courses, the list of MOOC courses. For example, my course, Instructional Design and Technology for Society. So once the learner has completed all the learning activities and assessment in my course, they will receive an official certificate, but they have to pay. Okay, to enroll in a course, in a MOOC course, they don't have to pay anything. Anyone can just sign up and enroll in the course. But if they want to get an official certificate with university's logo, with the instructor's name or signature, okay, they have to pay a certain amount. In our university, University Malaya, the amount charged is in pound, okay, UK pound, okay, and the platform will take care of the certificate, so it is automatic. We don't have manually do it. Okay, so the certificate is in a form of online material, so they can flag and share their certificate in their social media if they want. Okay, and this is very important because if they are looking for a job, for example, an employer will go through their social media account, maybe Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on, and they can check or they can see the courses that the future employee has taken. Okay, another situation happened to me as well. There was a student, quite a couple of students overseas, meaning non-Malaysian, who wanted to be my student and join my team, my supervision team, and they in their CV, they listed all the MOOC courses that they have completed to show that they have the background in the research area that I will supervise them on. So this is another interesting trend. Okay, you can use it either to enhance your career, or another way is that you want to enter a university and you want to show your credibility. Okay, and why people do MOOC, and it's because they can use MOOC to get a credit transfer to be an official student in that university. They can go for online or traditional degree. Okay, for example, a student who has completed, let's say, 5 MOOC courses offered by University Malaya, they can then apply to be University Malaya student in a traditional degree. So there will be some kind of processes to know whether they are good enough to be the student or not. Okay, and then they can be on an official university student. It will happen in Unimas also. Okay, so that's the part 1. Okay, any questions so far? Anything from the chat?
Tak ada, Prof. Boleh proceed.
Yeah.
Prof, ada soalan Prof. Saya.
Ada.
Silakan.
Prof, why do you choose Future Learn instead of Open Learning as any other universities?
Dr. Sharifah Nurizan ya?
Bukan doktor saya, Sharifah saja.
Okay, Pak Sharifah. Thank you so much for the question. Okay, that's very interesting. Number one, because we wanted our target audience is the international market, not the Malaysian or regional market. We want students from Western countries as possible. Okay, that's number one. So we chose UK-based platform. Number two, we try to get the students to be enroll in our degree, in our programs later. We hope so. Okay, so far I don't think we have received, but we have successfully established the international and global brand. Okay, so maybe people especially in the Western countries, they are not aware of our universities in Malaysia. So we purposely want people to know that, hey, we are here, we exist, we have this good program. And through the quality of our MOOC courses, they get to know us. Okay, this is one of some of the advantages of having offered MOOC. People know you. People who never heard about you suddenly know about you, and they will contact you, and you can get research collaboration and so on. And third is because at that time, futurelearn.com has been established for quite a number of years before open learning. So they have this automated system, okay, to generate e-certificate, to handle the payment. So we don't have to do much. And the best thing that we wanted to really associate ourselves with is the quality of the content. In Future Learn, there is a team of instructional designers who act as an auditor for our courses. So what happened is that after we have created the MOOC course, we have to submit it to Future Learn. And there will be a team of designers who will be looking at the course quality. And if they are not happy with the content, they will ask us to redo it again. It could be the quality of the video is not good, for example, or the content, or the grammatical structure. So it is somebody is taking care of the quality. Okay, so we have it already, quality control team in UM, but then there's another quality control team from the platform. So these people, who are these people? Most of them are from UK broadcasting people. So they have good background in journalism, in media, and so on. So it's a trusted brand. So we continue to do it. We just, if I'm not mistaken, we just signed a contract for the 2nd year with Future Learn. I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Welcome. Okay, let's move to part 2. How did MOOC get started? Okay, I wanted to cite Prof. Dr. Abdul Karim Alias, very well-known professor in educational technology field. I'm sure majority of you know Prof. Karim. So this is a snapshot. Okay, and I'm citing Prof. Karim. You can get the original or the full references in the reference sections later, yeah, in the slide I will give you. So it's embedded in the slide. So Prof. Karim take this what do you call that? This a snapshot or a picture that shows globally what is happening. So it first started with OCW, online courseware, where universities at that time, especially MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology in USA, has been vigorously or actively developing OCW. This is open courseware where anyone can come in and enroll in their course. Okay, then the movement goes to OER, Open Educational Resources. There is a movement, even there is a, if I'm not mistaken, treaty. People from representative from many countries, they sign agreement that they will provide open educational resources, okay, to anyone who are interested. And this OER, in a short, we can say OER is a learning objects. It could be like a video, an infographic, a course, or anything related to educational content that people offer freely to anyone to use for academic purposes. Okay, so there's a OER movement at that time. So that was in 2012, and after that, we goes to MOOC movement. And it started with a small beginning by this George Seaman in 2008. At that time, he just wanted to experience what would it be if his course is offered to the whole world. What would be the people reaction? So that's how he started offering the course. So it turns out that people are so excited with the movement. So a lot of people sign up for his course. So later it is called MOOC, M-O-O-C, and many other universities have taken up the MOOC initiative and put it in their own universities. Okay, that's globally. What about in Malaysia? Okay, we are not excluded from the global movement. We have this Malaysian Educational Blueprint 2013 to 2025. Okay, if you look at shift number 9, which talk about global online learning, it is there saying that we wanted to offer online courses for learners not only in Malaysia but also internationally. So we have it in our policies or our blueprint. So this is a national policy. Whose job it is to make this done operated in our university. Okay, so then there comes this MEPTA, okay, the ketua pembelajaran IPTA Malaysia. What we did is that we studied the policy and we tried to make it into strategic plan, roadmap, policies. Get a lot of workshops taken place at that time, and all those educational technologies professors were there to come up with the national guidelines. And then with this concerted effort, there comes the Dasar Pembelajaran Negara, or we call it the PAN, in 2011. Okay, if you can see the small picture, there's our current ministry, Dr. Khalid Nordin, Datuk Sri, Datuk Sri Khalid Nordin. Okay, he was there when Dasar Pembelajaran was launched. Okay, so we started quite early, I would say, in 2011, but the momentum was not there yet. Okay, people just pick up the momentum about 10 years later. So we took many years to come up with the what you call that? I can say roadmap or the mold or the scaffolding first. The system at that time, people were wary. We were concerned, how do we buy platform? What platform should we do? What about the cost and so on? And second thing is to motivate lecturers to come offer your MOOC course is not that easy. So we have to think a lot of things to make it operationalized. There is a conference. It's called IUCEL. I'm sure some of you have heard about this. This time it is hosted by UMP, University Malaysia Pahang. Okay, this is one of the initiatives from our Dasar Ikon Belajar Negara, where we wanted everyone who has come up with innovative approaches or innovative products such as or including MOOC courses. You can compete your MOOC courses at international level in this conference IUCEL. Okay, so this is the very important organization in Malaysia. And then come the Malaysia MOOC in 2014. If you have heard that, UNIMAS is one of the universities who has offered this. You should be proud. Okay, so in 2014, the ministry launched the Malaysia MOOC. Okay, and there's a lot of courses involved. It started with 4 courses. I'll talk about that later. So it is launched on openlearning.com website, a platform. At that time, the official platform is just one, which is openlearning.com. But University Malaya was, we didn't join the movement at that time because we wanted to see what is happening. We analyze the situation first, and then we decide whether we want to join or we do something else. Okay, so together with that comes the Amalan Quality MOOC in Malaysia. At that time, people already know what MOOC is, what are the challenges, the technical things that we need to be ready with. So we come up with the Amalan Quality MOOC Malaysia. You can just look at this ebook and can help you. There's a lot of very good information. What you should start with. How do you introduce yourself to institution? Where do you put your logo? What kind of activities you should do and so on. So I'll share this slide, so don't worry, you can just click on that slide and just go to the link. Yeah. Okay, so this is where and how it started. Okay, Malaysia MOOC was initiated or launched in September 2014. Okay, at that time, we just offered 4 compulsory MPU courses. MPU stands for Mata Pelajaran Umum. And at that time, the ministry make it compulsory that everybody, all students, first year students in all 20 public universities must use or must enroll as MOOC learners in these 4 MPU courses. Okay, what are the courses? Number 1, TIKTAS, Islamic Civilization and Asian Civilization. Okay, this was offered by UPM. Ethnic Relations by UKL, Introduction to Entrepreneurship by UITM, and the ICT Competency course by UNIMAS itself. So UNIMAS has already been there in 2014 at that time, but I'm not so sure whether they have still continued, or I heard that they have there are some modifications to the compulsory MPU courses, so these courses may not be there anymore. Okay. Okay, and these 4 universities are the pioneers of online MOOC course in our country. Okay, I have been talking about MOOC, micro-credentials a lot, and I slightly talk about online degrees. So what are the sequence, or what are the flow, if I can show that to you? Visually, okay, this is a disclaimer. A lot of people have different perspectives about MOOC, MC, and online degree. But for the purpose of our discussion, let us be on the same page. This is what I meant when I say MOOC, MC, and online degree. Okay, MOOC is an online course, short course. It can be offered as a 1 to 8 weeks short courses. And for each course, the time to complete is between 8 to 10 hours per week. Okay, so the concept of MOOC is that anyone in the whole world, whoever has internet connection, they can enroll in any MOOC courses offered by any organization or institution for free. They don't have to pay anything at all. Okay, so when they have completed one MOOC and if they want to to get the certificate endorsed by the university, they have to pay certain amount. Okay, so they complete one course. They could be completing another course. It could be 3 or 4 courses. So we call it stackable courses. Stackable courses. Okay, so one person could be completing 2 or more courses. And if these courses are related together, meaning that they are from the same themes, we can call it MC, micro credential. Okay, so micro credential is something that is now people are already in the micro credential trends, but it started with MOOC. So you have to offer MOOC first, or you probably don't call it MOOC, but you can call it online courses. So you have a program, and then you develop several MOOCs, bundle it together, call it lah. You can call it certificate in environmental engineering, for example. So there will be 3 courses in there. So you call it micro credential. And with this micro credential courses, what can be done? The MOOC learners can either use these stackable courses to apply for online degree. Okay, so far in we don't offer the online degree yet through the commercial platforms, meaning that at futurelearn.com platform, we have not offered any online degree. However, we offer online degree through the ODL mode, online distance learning mode. So that courses in MOOC can be credit transferred to our ODL soon. Okay, that will be in the plan, but we don't offer it in the platform itself. Okay, so that's one way for the learners to get something out of the MOOC and MC courses. If they don't want any online degree, they just want to learn about the new things in academic world, they can just use the certificates they have accumulated from our MOOC courses and present it to the employer, for example. Okay, so they can get a salary raise, for example, or they can just enhance their CV. Okay, so they can be speaker and so on. Okay, so MOOC has been transforming people's life in many ways. So as I mentioned earlier, it could be for their own upskilling, reskilling, or just enhancement of their career, or later on if they wanted to start further study, they can apply for online degree. That's why MQA has the guideline for credit transfer. Okay, so the important thing that we should know today, at least, so the concept of MOOC is that it is free to learn but pay to be certified. Okay, so you can enroll in 100 MOOC courses. Okay, you can complete them, but if you want the certificate, you have to pay. But for MC course, you have to pay upfront. Okay, for example, let's say Unimas have this one micro credential course, which in that course, I call it program, MC program. In the MC program, you have 3 courses, online courses. So they won't be able to learn in any of the 3 courses if they don't pay upfront. Okay, so that's the main difference between MOOC and MC. That's why we start with MOOC first, and then we go through the MC course. Okay, so this is I wanted to show to you the typical course versus MOOC course. Okay, so let's take an example, Faculty of Education. Let's say Faculty of Education in Unimas. Okay, you offer 3 degrees or 3 programs: Bachelor of Counseling, Bachelor of Education TESOL, Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. This is our typical program. So in each program, there will be several courses. Okay, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses offered in this typical program. So students go to university, learn for 4 years, and then they got a certificate. So in this typical course in our university, the program or the course has a fixed program. They has a structured program. So there are some prerequisites. they have to go through certain important courses before they can, in semester 1, before they can go for semester 2 and so on. Okay, and there is a specific candidature time for them. For example, for PhD students, maximum is 10 semester. They must complete their PhD within 10 semesters. After 10 semesters, they no longer allowed to continue study. Okay, so students can also register as students. Therefore, they will have access to any university facilities. In UNIMAS, for example, they can go to UNIMAS gym, use the bus, what else? Join the community services as a UNIMAS student, and so on. So these are typical courses. But in MOOC course, okay, in MOOC course, I should have some box here, okay, but it's not there. Okay, so I'm just explaining. So in MOOC course, what happened is that, let's say, we choose one program. So in this case, we choose Bachelor of Early Childhood to make it a MOOC program. Okay, that is a program. So in that program, we choose just one course. Okay, here we choose Introduction to Instructional Technology course. This is a 3-credit course, will be delivered within 14 weeks of time. So typically it's 14 weeks for semester. So in this course, there are 4 main topics. Topic 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this topic could be one MOOC course. Okay, so let's say number 1, Introduction to Instructional Technology as a field. This is, you can offer it as one MOOC. Second MOOC will be 5 steps in designing meaningful experience. And the third one, conducting need analysis. And the fourth one, designing learning experience. So each of this topic can be a standalone MOOC. Okay, so students in MOOC, remember I said one of the main issues is the high dropout rate. Okay, student won't be able to complete all 14 or all 3-credit course in a MOOC environment because they are working adults. Okay, so we have to what's called that, slice our courses and take one main topic, make it into one MOOC course. That's how you come up with the program. So what's the difference between typical students and MOOC course and MOOC students? Okay, number 1, there could not be, there may not be any structure, meaning that there is no requirement for them to complete one course, then only you can go and complete another course. There is no such structure unless you want it to be. Okay, or unless you want, let's say you offer advanced in statistics, but to be able for learners to enroll in advanced statistics, they must have prerequisite course, which is intermediate statistics. Okay, if you want it to be like that, you can do that too. Okay. Second, they are not UNIMAS students. Okay, these students who enroll in your course, they are not official university students. So they cannot have access to main facilities like library, gym, maybe postgraduate office, shuttle bus, and so on. Okay, it will be some, it will be interesting. It will be kelakar lah. Okay, if someone from, let's say someone from other country, okay, completed our MOOC course and come to our university and say, hey, I want to use the gym because I'm a MOOC learner. I want to use your library. Okay, they cannot do that. Okay, even the jaga, the security guard also cannot allow, they cannot allow to come in. Okay, so they don't have any relation or affiliation with our university. Okay, so I have mentioned in terms of delivery, actually, it could be 3 modes, but I think the most practical one is 2 modes of delivery. Number 1, fully MOOC, meaning we can convert all your 14 weeks of class into MOOC courses if you want. So let's take this as an example. This is a research methodology course. Okay, and we teach from week 1 until week 14. So for first few weeks, okay, topic number 1 is introduction to research. So you have module 1 or module 2, which you converted into MOOC. You can ask your student to go through go through these courses online. Okay, maybe Unimas has their own platform later, so ask them to go online. Okay, so it happens until the end of the semester. Okay, in between the semester, you may want to have interactions with them. Let's say you want to have meeting in the middle of the semester and end of the semester. It could be done if you want to make it fully MOOC. Okay, so far I have not done. I have not seen universities doing that. Most of the universities will choose the second one, which is blended MOOC. I call it blended MOOC. Okay, maybe other people will say hybrid MOOC. What happened is that in the same research methodology course, you choose only one topic or several specific weeks and ask students to go online, complete the topic in the MOOC platform. Okay, for example, in this example, you have week 1 to 3 in physical, week 4 and 6 physical, 7 to 11 physical. But on the weeks 12 until week 14, you have a holiday. You have a teaching break. You ask the students to go online, go to my MOOC course and complete research proposal writing. Okay, and you can do this by, how do you know they are there? They are completing the assignments. You can ask them to show evidences of their learning. Remember, we have assessment, right? So ask them to show proof that they have done the assessment, for example, or the assignments in the MOOC. That's how you can do it blendedly. Okay, so two MOOCs, delivery modes that I can think of. Okay, so far, any questions from the audience or any sharing? If not, okay, tak ada
And
ya?
so far.
Okay, none so far. So let's move to the third part. Okay, the challenges. I actually wanted to change these challenges and make it to the end, but I think no, it's not good. It's better to give you the challenge first and then inspire you later. So here comes the challenges. Okay, so I'm delivering this sharing session as a MOOC developer, as I mentioned. From my perspective, I can see the challenges in 3 different phases. Okay, I call it pre-production phase, during production of the MOOC course, and after or post-production. Okay, so to me, each stage or each phase has its own challenges that we must be aware of. Okay, once you're aware of the challenges, I can assure that you're going to have a good experience because you know what's in the future. So let's talk about the pre-production phase. Okay, this one, to be honest, is the most challenging one for me. Okay. First, we need to decide on the platform, but this one decision usually is being made by the university official. Maybe CALM is the one who have to take this into consideration. So we just follow whatever the decision. Like in we decided the official platform is only futurelearn.com. Okay, so we give assistance to them. We give them access to our studio, to our production team, if they use the official platform. So first, the university, department, or faculty must decide on the platform. Do you want a commercial platform? So if you want a commercial platform, you have to think about the cost. It's not murah. it's quite mahal lah. To be honest lah. Okay, I have done this. I have negotiated with several commercial platform providers, and the cost varies depending on the support they can give us. So another alternative is to develop your own MOOC platform if you want. You can use Moodle. Okay, your learning management system is usually based on Moodle. You can transform Moodle into MOOC platform. However, there are some cons, some limitations. First, you need to think about the paywall. How do people pay? Second, can the system generate e-certificate without people manually doing it. Okay, imagine 2,000 people, suddenly all 2,000 want the e-certificate. Okay, and we have to hire someone to come up with the e-certificate for 2,000 people. That will be a hassle. Okay, and third, visibility. Okay, can you market your MOOC course if it is built internally? So look at your market segment. Who do you want to target? If you want to target only people in our country, okay, or perhaps in our region, or you perhaps already have some kind of MOU with NGOs or government agencies who wanted you to, who will send specific number of employees to take our MOOC course, then it could be sufficient to use only Moodle. Okay, but if you want to target regions or certain segment, let's say African, European, and so on, so you must think of the commercial would be better, I think. Okay. Okay, decide on the delivery mode. Do you want to make it synchronous or asynchronous or a mix of both? Okay, so what do we mean by this? Synchronous means that it's a course where there is interaction between you and the learners. Okay, you can have, for example, specific time. Okay, today we are going to do Zoom for 3 hours to talk about this topic. You can do that, but it's going to be a hassle a bit, huh? And that is quite similar to quite similar to OGL, quite similar. Okay, no, I have to take it back. Sorry, it's not ODL at all. ODL definition is 80% or more of your course is offered online, so it's not fully matched. Okay. Most of the time, we will offer it as asynchronous, meaning that the learners have to complete it themselves, complete the course activities themselves. So we don't have to do much. Okay, most of the time, this is the mode that people want to do. Okay, so number one, the platform and delivery mode will be and should be decided by the university itself. Okay, we just follow them. But for us, most important thing is plan your course learning outcome and your course description or synopsis. And this is not that hard. This is not that difficult because we can map from our existing course. Okay, so think about the courses that you are teaching right now and pick one that you think can be converted into MOOC course. That's how to make it easy on your behalf, so you don't have to do double work. Okay, whatever existing course, think of it as a MOOC course, but you have to decide on the learning outcome. You remember in previous slides, I give you the examples of how course can be broken down into topics, right? And each topic can have one standalone course. So each topic must have its own course learning outcome. We call it course because the MOOC learners will see it as a course, not as a topic. So they buy the course, they learn the course, but actually it is a topic in our existing course. Okay, I hope that is clear. If you're not clear, just let me know. Okay, so for each topic, which we call it course, MOOC course, you must have the CLO and also description. Okay, and break it down into this. Okay, so make it clear to you. Let's say you have 4 topics in course A, the one that you have chosen. Which topic can be converted online or MOOC? Okay, what are the characteristics of the topic that can be converted into MOOC? Okay, you have to think about it. Number one, from my experience, some of the characteristics is, number one, it's not a lab-based course or lab-based topic, meaning that your students can learn it online. They don't have to do something in the lab. Okay, that's very, very important. Don't choose topic that ask them to do it online or when it needed some kind of equipment. So don't do that. Okay, don't choose that topic. Number two, topic that can be conveyed with different media. Okay, so meaning that the topic can be delivered as a video, as a PowerPoint presentation, as an infographic, and so on. Okay, so something that is easy for learners to understand. Usually, okay, these are topics that are very what we call that, academic based, or a lot of facts lah, theoretical, not the practical part. Okay, number 3, this is very, very, very important. If you want your MOOC has subscribers, macam TikToker lah. If you are a TikToker or social influencer, you always think about berapa ramai lah yang tengok my video, for example. So sama dengan MOOC, you have been doing this. MOOC has been taken a lot of your time. You want people to take your course, kan? So you need to think of the topic that has the biggest interest. Okay. So what are the examples? For example, topic that are cultural related. Okay, in my experience in UM, one of the top courses is, we call it Islamic calligraphy. People from overseas, they wanted to learn about Islamic calligraphy. So I think more than 10,000 learners subscribe to that course. Okay, something cultural. It could be maybe something in Sarawak and only your university or only you have the expertise. Maybe a cultural dance, for example, or food that is unique to Sarawak. And you must to think also, we are also competing with 19 other public universities. Okay, so if everyone talk about food, but there is no, okay, let's say the topic is Malaysian food, so which course the MOOC learners will subscribe to? Okay, but if it's something unique, for example, unique for a certain region, unique in KL, unique in Penang, unique in Sarawak, they will more likely will do it. And fourth, okay, this is something futuristic in the future. Okay, number 4, think of already people who are already ready to be your MOOC learners. For example, let's say in professional bodies, okay, I think medical and engineering professional bodies, they have certain CPD points. So for sure, people will need to go for this CPD. So they want to claim the CPD point. So you kebetulan is offering that course, and you can turn it into CPD. So that is the course that you want to offer. Okay, so we have to think strategically. Okay, if we want to come up with a MOOC course which people are attracted to. Okay, I forgot to mention, actually you can also generate income from MOOC. That will be later, will be discussed. Not much pun, tak apalah, as a motivation. Okay. Okay, the bulk of the work and pre-production phase is actually the planning part. Okay, you have to plan. Jangan buat sembrono saja, you will menyesal later. Okay, you will regret it if you don't have a strategic planning, because this will take a lot of your time. You want it to be smooth if possible. Kita tak nak ulang. Nanti I'll talk about the production phase. Nanti you will say, alamak, salah shoot lah, salah edit lah, nanti kena buat balik. So you don't want to do that. So plan everything in the very beginning. Okay, so for each topic, you must have the learning outcome, clear learning outcome. For example, in my course instructional design, topic number 1, definition of instructional design field. So in that course, after I map it down, oh, rupanya ada 5 definitions that I have to introduce to the class. You know, in my typical class, sometimes I forgot not talk about or to explain the course. But in online, people or the whole world is looking at you. You feel like people are looking at you and judging you. So you don't want to make any mistake. You want to include as much as possible facts, and the facts must be correct, accurate, and up to date. So what happened in my course, topic number 1, I come up with at the end of this MOOC course, topic 1, MOOC learners should be able to define 5 main terms in instructional design and technology field. So that's how you make it very, very focused and specific. Okay, and then you come with the course content. The course content is not that hard because we already been doing it for quite some time. So this is like senang sangat lah. Okay, could be difficult when choosing the media. You need people, if you can, if Unimas or Calm has their own instructional designer, for example, people who you can relate to, or even your colleagues who has been co-teaching with you. Okay, you would decide on the media. Let's say in your MOOC course, there are two subtopics. So for subtopic number 1, what media you want to use? Do you want to make it video based only, or a mix of video and infographic, for example? Okay, so plan awal-awal, plan earlier. Okay, so you won't make any mistakes. Okay, plan the learning activities. So in MOOC course, especially the XMOOC. XMOOC means there is no interaction between the learners and the instructor. So learning activities are the what you call that, the representative of ourselves. Okay, so we ask the learners, we plan the learning activities, we ask the learner by number 1, maybe reading some articles. And after reading article, you must discuss it, post your discussion or your thoughts in the discussion forum. And after that, you go through, look at this video. So you have to plan activity 1, 2, 3 until the end. Okay, and plan the assessment too. Okay, so the assessment, depending on the platform, okay, what are the features available, use it. Most of the time is a small brief quiz. Okay, maybe 10 question quizzes. And because it is XMOOC, no interaction at all, you don't want to grading 2,000 people, can your MOOC learners, you don't want to waste your time with the 2,000 grading quizzes. So the platform should be able to come up with jawapan, automatic answers when the learners answer the quizzes. So that's why it's very, very important in the beginning for the university to decide the characteristic of the platform to make it easier for the lecturers to do it. Okay. If you want this to be something like related to typical degree later, okay, maybe you want to give them assignment in essay form, for example. So that essay will later be the assessment that you will use to decide whether we can take this student for credit transfer later. Okay. So it depends on you what you want to do with the learners. Yeah. And this is very, very important. I wanted to advise all my friends who are interested, prepare your script for each topic and subtopic. Okay, I've done this. Believe me, this is very important. Script. Okay, and this is the part yang ada headache sikit lah. Because we used to talk and talk and talk kan. Tak ada, orang kata tak ada limit, suka hati dia sebut. But in online kan, in online situation, you don't want to do that. You cannot be so spontaneous. It has to be planned upfront. Okay, otherwise you will be wasting your time. Let's say you want, you already have the outline of your subtopic, but and then you spontaneously talk or lecture about that topic, and then alamak salah faktah lah, nak kena ubah, so you have to retake your video lagi, dah nak kena edit lah, kena elok lah, and will take days or maybe weeks for you. Okay, for me, I have scripted everything. And one good thing of if you make a script, you can check the grammar, especially if you are talking in English. We don't want our MOOC learners to be distracted by our language mistakes, kan? Okay, so what I did is that I prepared a script and then I use Quillbot, for example, to check my grammar, or Grammarly.com to check my grammar, sentence structure. Sometimes I paraphrase it to make it much more human based. It's not too dry, it's something that is human based. Okay, it feels like when the learners, when we talk or use the dialogue, the script, and we read the script, if the learners will feel like we are talking directly to them, not a computer or not like an AI talking to them. Okay, macam tak ada perasaan lah. So we want to make it much more human oriented. Okay, try to do this. Okay, it could be susah sikit lah in the beginning.
Tak sesuai lah nak guna AI untuk generate the script.
Tak sesuai? Why?
Boleh ke nak guna AI untuk AI chatbot untuk bantu buat script tu?
Boleh. Okay, first you get some ideas first, what do you want to talk about? Okay, and then you give the good prompt. For example, let's say um, um, define I guna apa chat GPT lah. So I will say, hi, can you help me come up with a script to define these 5 items? So they will come up with this. It's not a script lah, by explanation. But then you work on that lah. Okay, from that draft, you modify, you potong sini, tambah sana, you edit yourself and make it yours. Okay, of course you have to do it. Don't rely too much on the GPT, chat GPT.
But
To
make
get
use
some
of it
ideas.
lah.
Try. Yeah, I've been using GPT quite a lot recently. I'm in a lot of things, and I think it is very very helpful, especially when you are stuck kan with kita tahu nak start dengan apa, chat GPT can help. And then you kena betulkan sebab dia punya some of the references tak betul, some of the even the content also tak betul. But it give me a starting point daripada lama tengok komputer 2 jam tak bergerak-bergerak. Okay, so at least I have a starting point. Okay, so that's the pre-production. Okay, once you have planned everything, the during production is not that hard, not that difficult. Nah, okay, this one lebih kepada happy lah to me. Okay, I laughed a lot when I go for video shooting. So first, your professional appearance. Okay, remember we are affiliated with our university. So dress properly, ada makeup touch up tu buatlah apa yang patut. Okay, so I want to talk about dress. If you want to make it much more human oriented, you may want to dress based on the course lah. Contoh we have our lecturers who teaching in pharmacy, so they will use their lab coat. Masa dia bercakap tu dia guna lab coat. Kalau dia doktor, dia pakai baju doktor and the stethoscope. Nak bagi feeling tu. Okay, nak bagi feeling, bukannya orang yang biasa-biasa bercakap. So give the credibility. Okay, and professional appearance is very important. Okay, I had one incident. I think I video shoot in 2 days lah, not consecutive days, macam ada selang beberapa hari, and I forgot to wear the same dress and the same tudung. So dia jadi weird lah sebab week 1 tu tengah-tengah I pakai tudung hijau, and after that I tukar tudung. Dia macam tak berapa match lah. So that part also need to be hati-hati. Okay, so before this production, you already have your script ready. So all you have to do is just read the scripts on the prompter. So Calm, if you are responsible to help the lecturers, you want to buy a prompter. Prompter to me as a developer is very helpful. Okay, dia akan tolong bacakan. Tapi kita that time we didn't have a studio. So when I was one of the pioneers of MOOC developers, so we use a laptop yang besar sikit, and then we use a software yang boleh buatkan dia macam prompter, kita baca sikit. But you rehearse lah. You rehearse sebab apa? One important thing when you use prompter like this is your mata, pandang mata. Okay, so you don't want prompter tu nampak macam you baca lagi apa orang kata mata tu eye level tak sama dengan tu. You kena baca berita and talking to that person. Tu rehearsal sikit. Okay, and the noise level. Okay, you have the choice of doing this either in studio, indoor meaning like in classroom or in a lab, or you can also take it outdoor. Okay, but if you go outdoor, make sure the microphone has the noise reducing features to help you tapis all the noises. This is very important. Ada incident tak? Let me think about. Ya, ada satu kali tu we shot, kita punya shooting tu dekat tengah-tengah jalan raya. We want to shoot kereta yang lalu lalang, kata ada seorang lecturer berdiri kat situ talking about that lah. Macam air pollution lah konon-konon. Tapi suara tak dengar, tak berapa dengar. Even though kita ada microphone that time, as I mentioned, kita orang, we were the pioneers, alatan pun kurang lah, we just use whatever we want. But later we belajar, we learn, oh we need this, we need that, and then we propose the UM management to buy us the equipment lah. Okay, and crowd control okay, sometimes you know ini kelakar sikit lah, sometimes we feel like a celebrity. kita tak rasa diri kita celebrity sebab kita dah biasa pergi kelas kan. So what happened is that if you are shooting especially outside, people, students lah, kadang-kadang dia lalu lalang. Okay, kalau tak ada orang control the crowd, kita tengah shooting tiba-tiba lalu dah kita kena ulang balik dialog tu. Dah ada masalah lah. Okay, and sometimes ini pun kelakar juga, student ni dia macam-macam perangai, right? So kita tengah shooting, dia nampak lecturer dia, Dr. Farah. Masa dia orang berdiri kat tepi tu. Kita pun macam nak tergelak lah. So have some people to do the crowd control for you. Okay. Edit the text, video, infographic, links, and and etc. I want to talk about links. You must check the link. If you are using link, external link, sometimes the link too dah outdated. So make sure when the learners click on that link, it goes to the appropriate site lah. You want the relevant site. Okay, but I want to stress about the copyright issues. Okay, this is an issue very, very important. Okay, if typically when we teach in a typical class, it's easy for us not to produce original learning objects, videos, and so on. We will use YouTube videos, for example, right? So other people's videos. But if you want to come out or you want to create a MOOC course and you charge to the learners, okay, remember I said for MOOC course, the learner can be charged at the end of the course, okay, if they want to have a certificate. If you make money from other people objects, you want to get copyright clearance from them, permission, and so on. Okay, so in our case in University Malaya, we really take care of this. We really consider, we don't want anything comes the way, especially our target markets are people, the Westerners, okay? And they are the one who have been producing a lot of videos. So what happened? We will recreate the videos in our ways. Okay, so that's why if you have a team of multimedia production, it will be good for you. Okay, so this include also pictures. I give you one example. One of our graphic designer have to redraw rambut, sehelai rambut, the kutikel rambut siap dengan dia punya apa, dalam rambut tu macam ada urat ke. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is, tapi what satu helai rambut tu she has to redraw it again because we don't want to use the existing one and get sued or anything. So we really juggle that. So we reproduce everything ourselves. Okay, so but perhaps if you want to start, you don't be scared. Okay, you can still use the external link, but you make sure the license tu ialah CCC, for example. So it's Open Creative Commons license. License lah. Apa sih? Yang freely available, or you get clearance lah, or permission from the original author. Okay, grammar checker is very, very important. Okay, you don't know. Mak Saleh yang betul-betul ambil course ni, nanti dia gelapkan kita pula. So you want to be professional, use grammar checker. And quality control. Okay, one of the reasons why we offer MOOC is that we want to establish international brand. So it's very, very important to present quality course to your MOOC learners. You never know, it could be a minister from Malaysia or from Romania who's been taking your course, and if he likes you, he will invite you, for example, to be consultant and so on. So make sure quality is there. Have people to do quality control for you. Okay. In we have this, we call it member check or panel review. So once the MOOC is almost ready, before we submit to FutureLearn, we will ask another person, another professor who is teaching the course, or a person or head of department who knows about the topic, to go through the MOOC course together with us. Some kind of like usability testing juga lah. Okay, so we record the comments and we work with the lecturer to help rectify any issues. Okay, so pre-production done, during production done. So what happened during the post-production? You can now relax and enjoy your own book course. Okay, this happened to me. I'm so Yeah, I was so in not in like a huru hara keadaan when I went to shooting and so on. And I was so excited to see how it will look like professionally in the template provided by Future Learn. So once I see it, I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. Okay, I'm so relaxed. I'm so happy because I know that I have done something that not so many people can do it. Okay, so treat yourself nicely. You deserve it. Not all lecturers are interested or have the willingness to participate in this trendy movement in the whole world. So you are one of the minority. So you deserve it. Once you have offered your course, there you go. You can go have a good lunch with your friends. Huh? Okay. Okay, if you have time, okay, remember this is I'm talking from the ex-MOOC perspective, okay? So it's not supposed to be any interactions between the instructor and also the learner. Okay, however, especially in our platform in Future Learn, it's like a Facebook, like Facebook, tu kita ada icon macam like, love. We can also reply to learners comment. It's like just like a Facebook, okay, or a WhatsApp. So if you have time, you respond to the learners' questions. They will appreciate it. Okay. This is happened. It happened to me. At that time when my class was first offered, I think I got maybe hundreds of subscribers. I think it's 100. I think so. I can't remember now. It has been offered beberapa kali in stages. So the first cohort too, where I was so excited, the people also got very excited. So there's a lot of comments, and I tak ada masa kan, so I'm just like love like that. So that's my response to them. But there were some questions from the learners. They asked some clarification. So if I have time, I will just reply to them. Okay. Or some people have some sharing something. So I'll just say, oh, that's a good sharing. Thank you. Something like that. So they are more, they feel like you are talking to them and it's worth their money. Okay. What else I want to say? Okay, just open now. Remember, I'll share with you. Okay, so take time to respond. Oh, yeah. There's one comment from, I don't know who that learner was, but after completing my 2 weeks course, that person commented in the dashboard, say that, hi, Dr. Farah, then when are you going to produce the next MOOC course? So they are waiting for you to come up with the second MOOC course, okay? Or they will ask question like, if I want to know more, how do I do it? So this is the trick in UM. Remember I said one of the objectives is we want to attract the MOOC learners to be our student. So in the at very end of the video, we will have a macam apa trailer, if you call it, where we invite them about our academic program in UM, and we welcome them. We say that, do you want to know more about this topic? Come and join us in our University Malaya campus, and then kita orang pun promote lah ourselves, our course, and our university. So that's how we do it. Okay? All right, so far, any questions or sharing thoughts from the audience?
Okay.
Okay.
Doktor,
Yeah.
ada soalan ni. How long does it typically take to complete satu MOOC tu? And how do we encourage or the developers nak maintain their MOOC courses? Like you said, you have to consistently check the links, updated the links, respond to the students, because we have our own platform untuk online learning yang standard kan. So at the same time, we also need to maintain this one as well. So how do we maintain the MOOC course that we have developed?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, there are two parts of it. And number one, how long does it take? For us in UM, the standard time is 3 bulan, 12 minggu. Okay, so as much as possible, we will adjust the lecturer's time to fit into the 12 weeks time. So the lecturers also know if they don't complete it on time, akan ada surat yang menyusun, ada surat hello lah daripada the dean ke or the TNCA herself. Okay, but nowadays we don't need anymore. In the very beginning, kita ada surat hello daripada TNCA yang bertanya apa progress you, sebab masa tu people are not so sure whether they are doing it correctly. We also at that also we don't know whether betul ke yang kita orang buat ni. So we took longer time. So but now we are much more efficient. We know what we want. So we have everything ready. So when the lecturers come to us, nah ambil 12 minggu sure boleh buat. So sometimes when we look at their content, we say, oh doctor, this course, this topic, doctor kena potong lagi 3. So we slice it for them. So to fit their schedule of 12 week, our target too. Okay, so that's it. Number 2, how to maintain. Okay, in UM, we chose for XMOOC, meaning no interaction at all. So the learners have to learn at self-paced mode. Okay, no interactions at all. The only interactions we have is just the response that I mentioned. The like, the love, the reply. And that is, they also know, the learners also know, it could be no one is responding to them. Of course, they will be heartbreaking sikit lah. Tapi we have a trick. We have a trick. We must dah tahulah rahsia kami. Okay. We have instructional designer who develop the course together with the lecturers. The lecturers very busy. Okay, we don't have time even to look at our course if it's not embedded in our 14-week course. So what happened? Our instructional designer will get this alert or notification when someone respond to our course. So this instructional designer will read the responses, and sometimes dia sendiri yang akan jawabkan, or kalau dia tak tahu, they will contact the lecturer and say, doctor, someone was asking this question, can you help? Okay, macam tu. So we don't offer any office hours or any Zoom time with the learners. We just have someone to respond yang senang-senang. Kita tak nak lecturer terbeban. Okay? Ada orang suka lah. Okay. I'm
Kena ada
worried
instructional
about
designer lah. Maksudnya tu.
How about Unimas? Ada tak?
We do not
Dekat Unimas?
have. Kita ada instructional designers untuk ODL saja. Itu pun contract saja. But in Unimas we do not have post instructional designer itu sendiri.
Okay.
So
There's
we
another
will look
trick.
into that.
Dr. Dayang.
Kita
Okay. Tu sebab bagus ni bila share ni, sebab pernah lalui zaman-zaman kesusahan tu kan. So what you can do is that you offer a grant for the MOOC learners if you can. Okay, like in UM, in EDET, in the beginning, we got money, certain money from ministry. The money tu memang semua universiti dapat. Tapi selepas break tu habis, we cannot offer them anymore lah. Okay, so we then give them a grant. Okay, we have a teaching grant. So siapa-siapa yang nak develop the MOOC, they can get the grant. So they can hire RA. That is very important. So tak ada instruction designer tak apa, but the RA is good enough to help us. Tapi orang tu kena pandai buat infografik ke, kena pandai video edit ke. So you have to choose your student RA yang bagus. Okay. Or another way is that the faculty itself or the department kalau ada duit lebih lah, what you can do is you can hire several RAs. Okay. Katakanlah 2 RA to help only with the MOOC project. So the department yang bayar the RA. So this RA akan tolong lecturer A, B and C. Another RA, lecturer C, D, E. Macam tu. So you make it a systematic approach to make it easy for the lecturers, so that the lecturers can focus on the content, the quality of the content, instead of worrying about the technical difficulties. Tu trick lah yang boleh dibuat. Okay. I have seen, I tak have seen. Yeah, we did that. We gave a grant. Another thing is that ni lagi satu ialah the income tadi. Okay, we incentivize our lecturers in various ways. Number one, it is counted in our KPI. So if you If you offer one MOOC course, it is equivalent to offering one course. Okay, katakanlah saya mengajar typical dalam campus instructional design 3 credit hours. In MOOC also, I MOOCkan my course, several topics. So I'm teaching the same course, tapi it is considered as 2. Macam tu. So reduce the teaching workload because kita tak ada masa lah nak buat apa ni, kalau kita kena buat the production tu, we may not be able to do it kalau workload kita terlalu banyak lah. And we got some points, KPI points, when the MOOC is ready and offered. That's how we do it. And third, we say that any income generated from the MOOC, we will share it equally. Bukan equally lah, we are certain percentage. Okay, from the department, from the university, they have certain percentage. Department ada, the faculty ada percentage, department ada, and the MOOC developers also have the percentage. So that motivate people. But to be honest, once you have already offered your MOOC, you tak kisah pun pasal duit. Sebab you dah macam excited, dah lega kan. So, and duit pun tak banyak masuk sangat lah. Okay, to be honest, tak adalah banyak sangat sebab it is a voluntary payment kan. The learners volunteer to pay if they want to get certificate. If they don't want to get certificate, dia tak bayar lah. Okay, but at least you get the KPI covered for you. Okay, let me go to the final part, the advantages. Yang ni I pun excited nak cerita. Okay, advantages for us as academic. Number 1, we can create learning objects. Okay, for example, videos, animations, posters, infographic, whatsoever for our own teaching. We create this only once, but we can reuse many times. That's what I like about MOOC. Okay, I have many videos for my MOOC courses. Okay, these videos I can use for my online, my offline course, on campus course. So I just create it once, and then I can reuse it many times. So I don't have to create many learning objects. Okay, second, we can create national and international presence through our MOOCs and MCs. Kalau MC lagi banyak lah kesan dia sebab learners will take a few courses stackable. Okay, what do we mean by national and international presence? As an administrator, I can see in my Future Learn dashboard, I can see the analytics, how many people from which country, their age, and how many courses this person enrolled in. So I can see that. So from just reflecting on that experience, our lecturers are now known by those who are not familiar with the topic or with the university. Okay, so the national international presence is very important. Okay, you can imagine macam ni lah. You know, as a lecturer myself, I've been teaching instructional design for so many years, since 2010. Sebenarnya sebelum tu lagi lah, tapi katalah 2010 I've started. So 2010 until 2022. Okay, berapa tahun sih? 12 tahun. Nobody knows me because I terperuk je dalam bilik. Okay, I duduk pergi kelas and then I terperuk dalam bilik buat publication lah, buat macam-macam. No one knows that I'm expert in the field. But once I go out and offer my MOOC, people search about instructional design and they come to my course. They come to know me. So they can see how I teach. They can see my quality, my content, and so on. They can know me better. So I have created a national and international presence. People who never know me before have now know me. And I don't know whether this is correlated or not, but now I have a lot of people inviting me to be speaker, to be keynote, to be my supervisee, and so on. So I don't know whether this is correlated again. But I feel that once we have published and promoted our course online, especially for we went for UK platform. I think that it helps, maybe it helps a little bit about the visibility, and hence it I don't have any facts on this. It may create, it help in our ranking, I guess so. Okay. So one of the components in the ranking is reputation. So visibility can help reputation. But again, disclaimer, this is not a fact based. This is just my thought. Okay. And personally, you can explore new exciting ways of teaching. And this is good for our professional growth. Okay, most of the time as the lecturer, we go to conferences, we meet our academic colleagues, and we go to same conference this year, next year, another 5 years, another 10 years. That's our network. But we keep on doing the same thing. But now we have the opportunity to do a professional growth in another way, which is online. So this is a new, exciting way. And I'm so proud. Okay, now I can say, I'm proud to say that I am a MOOC course developer. So I think that I have some kind of reputation in my, at least for myself, that I have done something extra step. Okay, so I'm happy with that, and I'm now sharing with you. I hope you will also feel the same thing. Okay, you can experience both the online and also hybrid learning. Okay, give yourself a teaching break on certain weeks, as I mentioned. On certain week too, the 14 weeks too, you can choose, let's say week 10, for your learners to go complete the MOOC course if you offer them. So you have a teaching break for that week 10. Itu pun dah menjadi something motivate lah. Okay. Help your students to learn better. This is very important. Why? Because MOOC courses usually video-based content, student led, so they learn on their thing. So if it's multimedia related, okay, the learning objects are in video, for example, they can keep on watching a video. Kalau tak faham juga, dia pergi playback. Kalau dia dah faham sangat, dia boleh melangkau. Okay, they go fast forward. So they keep on doing this, and for the revision is very good for them, because sometimes they cannot capture the notes during class, but with videos in MOOC, they can take notes. Okay, so this will allow also repetition, and they can also drill and practice based on the assessment or the quizzes that we put in the MOOC. Okay, and for those in sciences, okay, medicine, pharmacy, science, engineering, okay, you can allow your students to make mistakes in a safe environment. Okay, let's say we learn about chemistry based topic. So kalau you can get up to the simulation yang menunjukkan that shows this we call that substance A campur substance B, bila you gabungkan meletup pun macam tu. So they can see it through simulation instead of doing it in lab. Okay, so you are allowing them to learn from mistakes in a very safe environment. For our department and faculty, it's good because you are supporting your faculty's growth. Okay, and you help to establish your department and faculty reputation nationally and internationally. Baguslah. Okay. And people now know, oh, UNIMAS. Okay, UNIMAS quality courses, quality lecturers, quality semua benda ada. Oh, semua excited. Okay. And if you're a dean or head of department, this is an opportunity for your staff to relearn and upskill themselves. Kita kadang-kadang dah boring buat benda yang sama, routine things lah. So this is something different. Okay, and you are doing good for your university. You are helping the university to place themselves alongside other top universities. You create an national international brand for the university, and you help kerajaan, the ministry, to fulfill several shifts altogether when you offer your MOOCs. Any income generation I just mentioned. Okay, if you offer MOOC, and for example in we use UK pound. Okay, so we don't use ringgit. So people pay through UK Pound. Okay, we have some kind of income generated from that too. And you're doing good for your country, our country. You help position Malaysia as a top quality educational provider internationally. You are also helping promote cultural exchange and more understanding about our country. People just look at you, your appearance, the way you talk, the content, and they know, oh, this is Malaysia brand. Okay, and you make education accessible to everyone. So you are doing good. Okay, you're doing good. You're not just um, providing education to those who have money to pay the university fees. Okay, those now with MOOC, those who doesn't have the money pun tak sempat, tak boleh nak bayar university fees, now they can have access to your course. Okay, and thus you are supporting lifelong learning of Malaysians especially. Okay, and you are helping your country development in terms of the workforce upskilling and reskilling. In conclusion, for me, it's a worth effort to go through the pening-pening lalat phases in the pre and during production. Okay, I think of it personally as giving back to society, okay, or a community service in an online environment. Okay, and I'm happy because I know I have contributed to the benefits of myself, my department, my faculty, university, and my country. Okay. However, the university must provide support for MOOC developers, especially the academic staff. We can't do this alone. Okay, we can, but it will take time and we'll get frustrated easily if you don't help us. We have to tell the university management this. Okay, I keep on saying this to my VC, to my NCA. Alhamdulillah, they are very open-minded and they help us a lot. So give them incentives. It could be financial incentives. For example, one MOOC course you can get 500 ringgit, contoh. Or you can get a grant, macam tu. Okay, and count it in your KPI. So at university level, there are award kan, like in Malaysia, in UM kita ada anugerah, kita panggil ACUM, anugerah cemerlang UM. So you can create a category, MOOC category for the award, so your lecturers can compete for that. Okay, provide the lecturers with technical assistance. Yang ni memang kena tolong dan tak tolong. Because we don't have time to edit the video, nak masuk sound lagi, nak masuk platform lagi. Okay, we need help. Or if you cannot give us help, allow us to find help in terms of hiring RA, for example. Okay, and we really need production assistance if you want to accelerate your courses. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to my sharing. You can contact me anytime, okay, through my email. I have some publications also. You can go to my CV online if you're interested to know anything related to this topic or more than that. And these are the references that I quoted in the slide. Once you get the slide from Dr. Dayang later, perhaps you can click on that. And thank you so much, Unimas, for having me today. And there is, if there is any Q&A, I'm happy to take that.
All right. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Dr. Faradina, for your insightful, informative sharing. Now, we'll open the floor for Q&A. There is one question, Doctor. Why should we do MOOC if we can get more by doing micro-credentials?
Ini the
Ada
advance.
soalan ni. Ini ada soalan ni.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good question. MOOC is free, okay? So people can get away with not paying us for doing this. Whereas with micro-credential, they have to pay first to be able to enroll in our course. From my experience, you should go for micro-credential. That will be your your intermediate goal, because your final goal will be to offer online degree. Okay, but to be able to come up with micro-credential, you must get experience with offering and producing online courses. So you start small with MOOC. Okay. Once you get apa kata perasaan apa cita rasa, once you get the perasaan how what are the struggles, what are the challenges, what are the satisfactions, you know better. So you can create banyak and then you lump semuanya tu jadikan micro credential. So that's from my perspective.
Pecah-pecahkan lah kan.
Betul,
You
kita
can make it
pecah-pecahkan.
into small chunks.
True. So first semester work on topic number 1, second semester topic 2, and then you jangan kata jangan offer semua free. Yang satu tu je you free. Bila orang tanya macam tadi lah I mention to you kan, ada people tanya bila nak buat second course, sebenarnya dah ada dah tapi I put it as a micro credential. You want my second course, you have to go through my MC. That's how.
Maksudnya buat MOOC tu akan jadi panjang lah masanya kan nak completekan the whole course.
Betul.
In comparison to MC maybe take maybe 1 bulan, beberapa minggu untuk
Ya. So biasanya kalau dah pernah buat MOOC, kita laju je nak buat second MOOC. So but if you are already a good MOOC developer ataupun dah biasa buat online course, you just go ahead with the MC. But for Unimas, Kang ke yang organize
Betul.
this?
Ya betul.
Yeah. Okay, so Kang kena ada plan lah. So you don't kata benarkan lecturers come up with any topic. So you mesti ada package. You sediakan the package of MC, so your intermediate one kan? Okay, so then you can invite lecturers yang topiknya berkaitan, okay, go for this. So once you have 3 MOOC courses yang sama team, then you can offer it as micro credential. You kena strategize sikit lah, sikit bagi, jangan bagi semua.
Faham. Okay, any other questions? Adakah? Kita ada lah kot ya. So if that is the case, then I think we end our session now ya, Doctor?
Boleh.
Yeah, okay. So once again, thank you, Dr. Faradina, Associate Professor Dr. Faradina Yusof, for your sharing. We are sure the participants found your sharing to be highly beneficial and valuable to their online learning, particularly MOOC and micro-credentials journey. I'm sure some of the participants here mungkin ada yang dah terlibat, mungkin tengah terlibat dan sebagainya. So if you have any ada mendapatlah inspirasi, you gain some inspiration, motivation from this session, you can contact us at CAM at any time. You can contact Dr. Terry especially to proceed with your MOOC, or if you want to start your MOOC or micro-credentials. So to all participants, thank you to each and every one of you for your attention and for your participation. We appreciate your time. So we hope to have the pleasure of seeing you again in maybe another future trainings. So till then, we wish you all the best in your MOOC or micro-credentials online learning endeavors.